Hey everybody, this is Own Goal, bringing you a bunch of replay reviews of the Turin Championships. So this is like the biggest domination series that happens every 3 or 4 months. Turin puts it on, folks compete on a leaderboard, and they qualify for this tournament at the end. RTK and I practiced reasonably hard for this one. I prepped, got a good pool of factions, came in fairly prepared. So we're going to look at the replays. This helps me improve, and hopefully also is entertaining and shows you some ideas about how we think. This first game is against Via in the round of 16. All the players in this tournament are quite strong. Via is very experienced. They don't quite have like the skill level of some of the folks we'll play against later, but they're very good. So the draft format is like you do a snake draft of 3 factions each. You pick. They pick 2, you pick 1, and then you each pick 1 blind. And then you make 9 possible matchups by combining those, and you each ban 4. So effectively, you each pick like 3 factions, and then you play the most even matchup that would be possible between your 3 and their 3. So we ended up on Beastmen against Norsca, which I think is slightly Norsca favorite, but there's a lot of play to it. I like playing it. And we opted, without knowing what he's doing, to do a kite. And we're really heavily indexed into hunter jabs. And this is like a concentration of fire build. So the premise of these is if you can get enough intersecting high DPS fire, you can essentially create like no-go zones where you just kill anything that gets inside. And this allows you to skimp a little bit on inf and cav. And it can go really wrong. Like if they get on top of the missiles, you just die and lose. But it can also go very right because you have so much damage output. And so we're effectively playing kite because we think we're better than our opponent. And by having these like fairly mobile elements, we get to control the flow of the game and the timing of the engages, which allows them to potentially make a mistake, which is what we want. And as one other detail, we're very sick during this tournament. We have like a 101, 102 fever and are just pounding Tylenol and ibuprofen and liquid IVs. So it's a race against time. We've been blessed by Father Nurgle. At some point, we're just going to fall over dead. But we love the game, and we prepared, so we're going to play. Our army, there's a lot of these guys, probably the highest DPS range unit of the game, or they're very close on a cost basis. So this is like 31 DP10 without accounting for their bonus versus large. With it, they just like absolutely melt anything. They can shoot Minos, Sentis, large SEs. Even infantry, they do enough damage. Like okay in melee. Not great, but they can hold up. We got some Skirm Cav. We got an Ice Wolf Chariot. Famir Caster with this to kill Cav. And Enfeebling to also kill Cav. We want to like control the Sentis so these guys can just have firing uptime. Via took kind of a weird build. He's got a Jabberslith. He's probably expecting like a very wide infantry-oriented build. He's got Bestigors, which beat our middle-tier infantry, and some chariots. And he's notably got very little to deal with kite. Like Malagor can use Flock, which is a good spell. He can sort of screen with a Gorbel, but he doesn't have a lot to stop what we're doing. So we kind of just run in there. We start poking him. And our objective is to draw him backwards to take a fight somewhere closer to our spawn, and then this results in a situation where we can summon and reinforce units, and it doesn't take very long, and he has to do this. And effectively, we get a localized army size advantage from that, and we also get selection, so he summons. We're playing rock, paper, scissors on our summons, but we get to go second, which is great. So he summons units, they waddle over, and we're like, oh, it's this thing. Let's get a Skinwolf. Or it's that thing, let's get whatever it is we need to counter it. So that's kind of the gist. Trying to avoid any bad engages while we're poking him. We didn't see this chariot. So that's a nice little pick he's got. And on a lot of maps, we would just fully kite into our spawn, try to kill his army, and then push back. Borderlow Landing is interesting because it has this diagonal setup where the safe points, this one for him and this one for me, are very, very safe. So this is a map where if you get too far behind on points, a lot of the time you'll be able to cap these points, but because of summon advantages, you won't be able to cap their save point, and so you just lose. So you're more likely, as a kite player, to want to take the fight earlier, maybe on a plane like this, and try to hold on to your point, or be well positioned to like cap back quickly. So that's what we're doing, and we've already made a nice flu air right at the beginning of the day. This Famir caster has been poking, and you want to play your kite elements as aggressively as possible without getting caught, so they maximize damage. But without getting caught is very important, and exposing our caster this early to the Gorbel is no good. Just a note about play. We probably also should be minding, you want to look at their caster at the beginning and see what they've got. In this case, they have Flock of Doom on Malagor, which is a very good AoE spell. We should be minding our blobs a little better. Like, this is potentially exposing a high-value Flock cast. But overall, things are going well for us. And then another thought, at some point you take the fight on Semi-Kite. And what you want to do is have as many of your DPS pieces up and shooting as possible, while keeping their diving stuff off of them. And what this means a lot of the time is you want to pick good matchups, like Bestigor herds against Ice Trolls. Ice Trolls have a lot of AP, and they have mass, and they do collision. And countercharge their diving pieces so that your damage dealers can be alive. And a really common tactic in Domination is to use some of your partially spent kite elements, especially Skirmish Cav, to mass block things that would be diving your more expensive and higher damaged assets, like Hunter Javs. So we're going to do that tactic here, most likely. Yep, there it is. We see the Chariot going for our Hunter Javs, and we go block it with this Skirm Cav intentionally. And now we pretty much just need to shoot. We're ahead on gold. We got the fight near our spawn. We're summoning counters. He's got this very expensive Jabber Scythe, which is a juicy, exciting target for these guys. They want to get some Jabber meat, take it home to the tribe. So this one's walking in. We'll just watch this for a sec to illustrate why this unit is so good. So this is one volley into the Jabber. You get like 170 gold just from the one shot. There's another volley. Oh boy. We get like 450, 2 shots. The Jabber is like partially gone. Oh yes, excellent. Yeah, this is a powerful unit, so it's already paid for itself, and it's like full health, and it's got ammo left. So we run away with some of the elements. We take the fight because we don't want to lose the points. We could be kiting better here. Like, these units should be. With these kind of units, like, you want to get at least one of them back into shooting position. And if you're a little microtext, you can just like click drag it so the unit goes back into position and is facing in the right direction, and it'll just start firing on its own if you forget to do anything. But we're far ahead. I'll just fast forward. He's pretty cooked this game. So in short, he took a build without a lot of kite tools. We kited him back a little bit. We took the engage, and that was enough to get reinforcement and value advantages and win. Wolfric did okay. Caster did great. You want to look at the damage on the units and also utility provided. So like, he's got enfeebling. It's getting us like 150 gold on other units per cast. Pretty good. The unit itself is healthy. Our infantry did its job. It held stuff. And it looks like our range stuff all pretty much did well. So relatively one-sided. It doesn't really look like anything he's got is trading well. So that's game 1 of the round of 16. Thanks for watching. We will be back with game 2.